Morning. I want to tell a story about how I became a Presbyterian in the first place. I grew up in a strict religious family, and when I got to college, I rebelled, and I didn't want to be a hypocrite. So I just stopped going to church for decades. And about 20 years ago, I was living in Atlanta and had been seeing a woman for a couple of years. And she said, I just want you to know that I'm going to be gone the week of such and such. I said, oh, okay. Where are you going? New Orleans. Nobody goes to New Orleans after Katrina. It's destroyed. Is this a girls' trip? No. Well, what is it? It's my church. We're going to go down and work on habitat houses. I said, well, that's very noble. And she says, you can go. You don't have to be a member. I said, okay. I had been, if they did the survey, they would have spiritual and religious. I was the spiritual, not the religious one. But I said, how are you going to get down there? And she said, on the church bus. And I thought, oh my word. They're going to be singing hymns and praising Jesus for 9 hours. But anyway, I went. I had an epiphany. I said, I need this in my life. And came back and held up my hand. So anyway, I end up coming down here because my youngest daughter had moved here with her chef husband, and you all probably know that story. And also because I couldn't afford to live in Atlanta anymore. It was expensive, and I'd been laid off from my job. So I came down here and, bought a little house and started looking around for a church. Didn't know anything my way around Columbus, so I was using my little GPS, and it brought me down First Street, and it says, you have arrived. And I looked to my left, and there was this big, white, beautiful church. So I pulled around the corner and up against the curb, and a policeman pulled right in behind me. And he said, do you know you just ran a red light right in front of me? I said, no. I said, I was trying to find this church with my GPS, and you're not supposed to be using that either. Anyway, I did not intend to stay in Columbus for an extended period of time. I was going to go back, but this place happened to me. And I feel such an intimacy with this church. I love the activities, the men's breakfast, the Wednesday suppers, the sermons, activities that we get into. And I can tell you from my heart that my faith has gotten stronger since I joined this church. My faith is stronger. My gratitude is stronger. And it's all because of this church. And I wouldn't leave here for any amount of money. I love this place.